Hi, Aaliyah. I've got your page up, your opening page, and we'll just go through the presentation and take a look at your portfolio. Now, we're working on both the background pages, the presentation, as it were, as well as your individual pieces required for this week. So we'll be talking about both. This as your opening page. I do not recommend using a pencil sketch on the opening page of your portfolio. And there's a couple of reasons. There's two things it's doing. Number one, it's pointing more towards fine art than it is design, and I think that would be something that is also um, preventing the very clear communication of the opening page of your portfolio, which is to say, this is graphic design. This is my work. I'm Aaliyah Hamrick. And that's basically what you want to do. So by adding this, you're adding a couple other layers of meaning that I think might be muddying the waters a little bit for the portfolio reviewer, specifically if you were to present this in a job opening specifically for graphic design. First page, and I purposely kept this kept this at this size for a reason. And I want you to see something. Instead of zooming in here, I wanted to keep it at this same view level, because I want you to see that I believe these pages are too small in relationship to the size of the size you're allowing for the work. Number one, you only have an 8.5. You have an 8.5 by 11 by 8.5 page size, which is pretty small for portfolio standards. Also, you're doing some things here that are really limiting the area for which you are giving yourself to use as a presentation area. I think, we talked about this sidebar thing here, and I just don't know if it's worth the extra real estate. It works in some areas like this. I think it works. That's nice because you have the production file, then you have these little final mock-up shots over here. But in other areas, it doesn't work. It doesn't work on this page here because by showing these sub-pages, you're reducing the size of the area you have to show the main pages. They're so small, we just can't see them. Plus, they're also kind of diagonally staggered so that the white space creates this weird pattern. So I would suggest reorienting this page, recomposing this page. A couple of things you have working against you is that the weight of these horizontal bars, and this whole black and white contrast thing up here is just taking a lot of attention and going boom, like arrow right here. It's really difficult to look at the work when this is so heavy. And that, I think, is a real problem with the layout. I suggest, why put everything in boxes? We don't have to put everything in boxes. We can allow things to float on the page and develop a page with a relationship with infinity as opposed to having them docked to these boxes, like everything is docked and just nailed down. So let's let the page breathe a little bit. I suggest removing these boxes and rethinking, rethinking this heavy treatment right up here. As far as the rest goes, like if you were just to remove those boxes, these would have a relationship with the whole page and not be confined in here. Like, okay, this is the area you get to use, and that's it. That's all you get. You know what I'm saying? It's like the viewer's like, oh, come on, can you show us a little bit here? So in this particular page, I suggest forgetting these in lieu of showing these. And go ahead, take 3 or 4 pages to show us 3 good, solid, full-size pages of this website so we can see 3 pages deep. Okay? Also, you can give us the URL for the website also. So it would be cool if you were to give those 3 pages deep, good sized pages, and then at the end give us the URL so the viewer can pop right over there if so elected. This multimedia project too is your kinetic type, and that's awesome. It looks very cool, but you can place this in an interactive PDF. That's why we're using Acrobat. So it really, back in the day, sure, you would show stills because Acrobat didn't have the ability to show those animations. So you could place this animated file right in Acrobat. You might have to do a little research. I don't know what kind of file it is. So I don't know what to tell you as far in terms of embedding it right in your portfolio page here. But yes, you definitely want to do that as well. Again, this page looks good. Good job showing your production file. And in this case, I think this sidebar works here. Again, both this page is kind of being really chopped up and diced up and sliced up and kind of really hurt visually by these lines, all these lines that you have going. There's just too much. Let's get a good look at the work and not all these lines and confining areas. This piece looks good. You don't need to show these over here. This is a 2-page spread. We don't need to see any more studies than what we see here. So my suggestion here is show your digital flat like right here, and then just go ahead and mock that up in an actual magazine. There's templates you can use and all sorts of things. And if you take a look at some of the other presentations in the discussion board regarding this week's submission, you can see where other students have actually taken this digital file and mocked it up right over a magazine. So it gives a 3-dimensional look at what this piece might look like if it were an actual magazine. So that's a wonderful technique, and I suggest using that. Again, there's a couple of other, let me see if I can find one here, right here, like that, right there. You see how that's mocked up? Let me see if I can find another one. Yep, right there. So here's the flat, and then it's mocked up in a magazine. And I think we could easily do that with your magazine. I think it would really improve the presentation. Okay, and other than that, I think everything's looking really awesome. So if you have any questions or comments whatsoever, if you don't understand anything, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks, Aaliyah. Nice work.